Do y'all think Andi jealous because Karen called her? Because she seems like she can't get past it because she keep questioning it. But anyway, Karen did call somebody, and that somebody was Fatima, and baby, she didn't want to talk to nobody else, so Andi gonna have to get over. But let's get into this show review. Hey, Chatterboxes. Hey, I'm Nele, and welcome back to Easy Convos, where we kiki about all the things. So talk to me. Y'all hit them comments. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you will be notified when I upload. If you are new here, I do reactions, reviews, and breakdowns of all my favorite shows. Today's kiki is Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 9, Episode 13, On My Own. This episode is a little bit more interesting. In the last episode, we start off with Andi, Sabrina, and Danny questioning Officer Green outside of Karen's apartment. Officer Green hasn't found out really much yet. He does know Miss Lisa filed a missing person report at the police station, and the officers, at least 5 or more, are out looking for Karen. We did gather that much information. If she's not found soon, within a couple of hours though, they will have to issue an Amber Alert. Andi, Sabrina, and Danny filled Officer Green in on Karen's grieving, having postpartum depression, withdrawing, and not bonding with baby Faith, yet she is gone with baby Faith. They did want to know if Officer Green made any sense of the note that was found. He said, often those kind of notes can mean a person has done one or two things. They either contemplating hurting themselves or they have already harmed themselves. So the girls was looking real sideways. Officer Green has them scared. Karen has hurt herself, but he really didn't mean to apply that, but that's how it sounded. He will update them if they find out any more information, but Danny hangs back to talk to Officer Green because he said if they could provide any more additional details, stay back and talk to him. But why do I feel like Danny stand back to question Dr. Green, question Officer Green about his relationship with Andi? Why do I feel like that? And I guess I feel like that because she and Andi been arguing and going out into it, and she already feeling some kind of way about Andi having all of these men under her belt that she can just call when she need one. And that's just my personal opinion. I feel like she gonna be questioning him more than giving information about it. Anyway, Danny finally goes on in the house, and Miss Lisa is in there ensuring everybody that Karen is all right. But Miss Lisa been saying that Karen is okay, and that Karen and the baby will be fine, while Aaron is in Karen's room searching for more clues. Honey, I don't know what he thought he was gonna find in there. But anyway, Zach talks to Danny after Andi goes to get her laptop out of the car, and Sabrina walks with her, and it leaves Danny and Zach in there to talk. And she thumped him upside the head and tell him, honey, he needed to sober up, and he do. He fills Danny in on losing it over Fatima's whole client named Chaz because he came to the house, and so he crashed out. Now Fatima has him sleeping on the couch. Danny said the same thing Fatima said, so now it's your house, huh? And he was like, that's what Fatima said. But because you keep throwing that up in her face, honey. She just subleasing her apartment, if y'all can remember that a couple of seasons ago when she was going to go back to that apartment once before because she was subleasing, and if she's still subleasing, keep on run her back over there. Annie wanted to know how Fatima responded to the whole situation with him crashing out on her and everything, how he got sentenced to the couch. And Zach is like, which part? Me calling her a groupie, or Fatima saying she had never done anything with Chaz? And Danny was like, what? She told Zach he really does want to get kicked out of, quote, his own house, calling Fatima a whole groupie because, honey, she said Fatima a good one, and is. Zach feels, when did she and Fatima get so close and all girl palish and sister and buddy? Because she's supposed to be his friend. Zach been know they was close and cool. Why he playing? Like Danny was the first to accept Fatima into the friend group when Andi Andi introduced her. Like, we all know that. Where's Zach been at? He know that. Daddy told Zach anyway, regardless, he need to go on and sober up with all he has going on at home for one, and then plus all this Karen stuff is going on. He needs to be sober. Fatima loves him, so he don't need to be worried about that. And besides, Karen gonna be good. There is no room on her couch for him anyway, so he got to get his ish together like ASAP. Now, Pam finally returns to Karen's house. Honey, she never showed up to the salon. And then Pam ensured everybody Karen doesn't have a favorite employee or doesn't have a favorite client that she would even visit. According to Pam, honey, don't nobody like her but Pam. So there's no way she would be with anyone associated to the salon. Meanwhile, Fatima receives a phone call in the middle of the night from a number that she's not even familiar with. It's Karen. Karen doesn't want Fatima saying her name out loud because she's scared Zach gonna hear, but little does she know Zach not even there. Fatima trying to figure out what's going on, like why Karen is calling her from a different number and calling her, of all people, this time of the night. Fatima wants to get Zach for Karen to talk to. Little does she know Zach not even home. Karen doesn't want to talk to Zach anyway because she said that's none of Zach's business. She's scared, Fatima, but she's cool. It's just them. She ain't gonna say nothing. You know, she want to know what's going on with Karen. So Karen sends Fatima an address to where she and Faith are and wants Fatima to come, like, by herself right now. Fatima gets dressed and tries to tell Zach, but he's not at home, as we already know. She calls him to find out he's at Karen's house, and she and baby Faith have gone missing. And Fatima kind of confused because Karen just called her, but she keeps Karen's secret and don't say nothing. Zach has been shady and didn't wake Fatima up to even tell her he was leaving because he was sleeping on the couch and called himself mad. Fatima doesn't focus on that though. She just asks what's going on so she can get the details. Zach gives her the few details Miss Lisa gave him and wants to know, has Karen popped up over there, because she is very notorious for just showing up over there at any given time. Fatima is like, no, she has not popped up over there, but she honoring Karen's little secret, honey. And since Zach want to be shady and not say he left, she gonna play the same game, and she not finna tell Zach she talked to Karen. She just finna go see where Karen is and follow the address. Now, she was feeling some kind of way before she went, but she went to see about Karen to the address that she gave her. So Karen has found a support group. Apparently, you remember Dr. Vaughn gave her a pamphlet or a brochure, whichever one you want to call it, and it has support groups in it. So she must have contacted someone in there, is what I'm assuming. Karen is sharing her feelings with the group, and Fatima is at the door listening because she has arrived, right? She don't know who she is right now. She's tired. She's no longer recognized herself, and she has been so afraid. The most important thing is that she does love Faith, and she knows that for a fact. She feels broken, and she feels like she feel like Faith will see that she's broken or can feel it through her, like when she holding Faith or whatever. Fatima is just like looking like, okay, wow, like she didn't know Karen really was feeling that way. Losing forever has Karen drowning in her grief, with the world just caving in on her. Karen needed a change, so she grabbed some clothes and forever and went to the group home for the women who have lost a child, whether it be a grandchild or a sibling. They've all lost a child. A place where she can find comfort and hope with Brenda. Is the woman that runs the support group and group home. But Fatima tells Karen her mother, Aaron, all her friends are searching for her, and baby, they done called the police, and they think she wants to harm herself because they found the note. Karen said, no, that's not a note. That's not for them. That was just her, like, putting her feelings in writing. She didn't leave that for them. She was just expressing herself. That's strictly for her. That wasn't for them to read. Karen did catch Fatima off guard when she called her while they had finally gotten to a good place in their relationship. She wouldn't exactly call themselves friends, but here we are. Karen called Fatima because she knew Fatima was different and that she wouldn't judge her. And Fatima is just trying to make sense and understand exactly what's going on with Karen to cause this reaction and for her to be calling her in the situation that she in. Karen just needed an understanding person, and she's going through so many different emotions at once right now. She's sad, then she's angry. She's lost. She don't know herself. She don't recognize herself. She just don't know who she is. Karen has reached a point where she doesn't care about her friends, her business, herself, or even her mama. She's just numb to the point, but she feel like God has led her there to Forever Grace Circle. And the name is so fitting for her situation. A place where there are other women like her who have understood the loss of a child. And I pray for anybody who has lost a child, going through losing a child, that I can't relate, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to relate. I don't want to feel that pain, but I pray for anybody, and may God give them all the strength and mercy that they need to get through it, because this is this is happening in real life, and it's something that we really should consider other people's feelings. But Fatima showed up for Karen. She there for Karen and baby Faith. She showed up. Karen is at a place where there are other women like her who understand the loss of a child. There, Karen felt like someone finally understood her for the first time ever, and she's actually being heard. But Fatima talked to her and carries her back home. Fatima shows up with Karen in tow with her and baby Faith. Everyone looked confused but relieved. Honey, you should have seen did y'all see how Zach was looking sideways? Aaron immediately grabbed baby Faith. It was like, let me see her, honey. Like he thought Karen had done something to the baby. Zach wants to know how they showed up together. Yet Fatima didn't call him. He asked her to call him if Karen popped up. But Karen didn't pop up. So that's why she didn't call. And yet again, how does he expect her to call when he didn't even let Fatima know he went to Karen's in the first place, or why he even went there? Fatima had to call him and find that out, and find out all the information when he should have been filling her in on that, and she shouldn't even have to ask. She should have, had he told her when Karen called, she would have known right off the bat what was going on with Karen. But he left Fatima in the dark at the dry and in a situation. So I mean, he can't be mad. The girls all expressing their concern about Karen and Faith and being gone, and wanted to know where she disappeared to and whatnot. After all, they did find her note, and Karen explained to them that wasn't a note. That was her personal feelings, and they really weren't meant for them to see. And then was just her thoughts. She filled everybody in on how she found the support group online through a pamphlet that Dr. Vaughn gave her, and her support group is Forever Grace Circle, and how she feel like her angel led her there, which she calls Forever her angel. Then Andi, Sabrina, and Danny started doing what Karen said they always do, which is why she called Fatima in the first place, because she didn't want that energy. Now they giving her that negative energy that she didn't want, and she just wanted the kind of energy that Fatima be giving, which is a more positive energy, which is what Zach was talking about, which is why he ended up with her. He loved her so much, and he stayed with her. Andi started going in on Karen, telling her how she had them all worried because she decided to go to a support group, and Miss Lisa seconded that. But it's how Andi said it for me, like the support group wasn't good enough, like it wasn't validated, like it wasn't an important place. But it's important to Karen, and your friend need help, and you been know your friend need help, and you over there trying to get with the doctor. But not once did you tell that doctor when he asked how Miss Moss was doing that she wasn't doing too well. So what kind of friend are you, Andi? I always got your priorities mixed up. But okay, but now you over there side-eyed and trying to question her. Girl, bye. As per usual, and how it has been this whole situation, they really aren't listening to her because they too busy trying to tell her what she did wrong. They have ignored Karen for a whole month now, plus not holding the baby in a daze, not communicating, being depressed. And then when Karen took it upon herself to go get help, now they gonna chastise her. I mean, Danny is right. Okay, she should have sent a text and let somebody know where she was going. That part is true. Maybe she should have told somebody. Would they have listened, or would they have ignored her like they've been doing? And I feel like they would have ignored her and overlooked it like they've been doing. Even Karen said it's hard to talk to them sometimes. Daddy be being aggressive like always. Andi always too busy. Plus now she trying to work on the case. Pam just not the person to talk to like that. Then Sabrina be all trying to be kumbaya. She need people who could relate to what she was going through. Therefore, she went to a support group with like people that's experiencing what she has experienced and feeling what she feeling that can help her deal with what she going through. And they mad. Andi acted like she suddenly got time when Karen said she called Fatima to pick her up. Now Andi hasn't answered her damn phone all day long. How is Karen gonna call her? Girl, bye. The only reason Andi there is because Danny went to Andi's penthouse personally and got her because they couldn't get her on the phone. Now Andi want to be jealous because Karen called Fatima. Girl, tell her she could have called any of them. They would have come picked her up. Like it was a problem that she called Fatima. Like why she caught up on that girl Karen back and you caught up on the fact that she called Fatima? Zach looking upside Fatima head mad. Fatima didn't tell him Karen called her. Well, you weren't communicating with Fatima either, so how you mad? Karen could have, of course, but with this situation, she trusted Fatima, who was also surprised Karen even knew her number by heart. Danny said, whatever, everyone was thinking, and the whole Karen calling Fatima thing was weird, but hey, long as Karen and Faith is back, it's good. So she ain't even worried. During therapy, Karen learned that 2 of the women there are patients of Dr. Cruz's, and she wants Andi to help represent them. I'm glad to hear that Karen has a change of heart about Andi working on the case, because if y'all remember, she was like, she don't want Andi working on that case because it's not going to bring forever back. She don't want to go through all of that because it's just more pain. But it's good to hear that she want Andi to work on the case now. She done had a change of heart. Now, I like how they worked Fatima deeper into the sister circle this episode with Karen and Danny, because the last couple of episodes, Fatima has called Danny and talked to her more, and now with this episode, Karen has called her, and now Karen is trusting her more. Their friendship is growing, and they confide more, and now they kind of building this trust thing between each other, and it's all funny because Andi brought Fatima into the sister circle, and now things between Andi and Fatima are kind of shaky, and now we have this situation growing despite how Andi and Fatima are at odds right now. Being that, Andi brought her in. But anyway, Andi is jealous of Karen calling Fatima. What do y'all think? Leave it in the comments below. Is Andi getting jealous of Fatima? First, it was kind of looking like she was getting jealous of Andi at the law firm with working on all the cases for the players. Then Andi said it wasn't that she's jealous. She's not jealous or nothing like that. It's just that they can get in a lot of trouble with Fatima not being licensed yet. She's only a paralegal. So then I was like, okay, maybe she wasn't jealous. She's just looking at Fatima for the best. It's work related. It's business. It's not personal or whatever. But now then we have this situation. In this situation, she really is looking jealous. So what y'all think? Leave it in the comments below. But anyway, everyone being there did make Karen feel loved and supported at the end of the day. So after everyone left, that just leaves Karen and Aaron. Aaron, it's time for Karen to face Aaron, honey. And of course, he wasn't happy. He was worried sick about Karen and Faith. More so Faith, in my personal opinion. But he is glad that they're all safe. And she did apologize for leaving and not letting him know, that she had left or whatever. And she said she was sorry. She should have let him know. She should have let somebody know. Danny finally makes it home to her stay-at-home boyfriend. Danny is exhausted from all the drama of Karen missing. Tony feels Danny being exhausted could be a fix with him moving in. I don't know how he figured, but he wants Danny's thoughts on it since she never said anything the last time when he mentioned it. Danny said that's the big news, him moving in. Tony just wants Danny to embrace the whole idea of living together full time, building a whole future together. Danny feels like it's all a bad dream, but she is gonna think about it. Tony's birthday is coming up and he wants to do this whole complete reset thing with Danny. It's all getting too overwhelming with Danny and she needs to get ready for work at this point in time. It's just too much for her to handle, but she gonna think about things. Danny makes it to work, honey. She tired and halfway sleeping, but Sabrina called Danny. She claimed to see how she was doing, but basically she just wants to gossip about Karen and Fatima, if you want to be honest, while she pretended she was checking on Danny, honey. They both really tired from staying up late, I guess you could say, but Danny's stressed out with the whole Tony situation, and it has her hair falling out, honey, when she said she go get her hair braided. Sabrina gets to what she really called about is the same thing as what I said, and that's Karen coming in with Fatima and the look on Zach's face when they did, honey. But Danny is all for it, while she may have seen why the whole situation may seem weird. The fact that Karen is safe is all that's important for her. And she said, why can't they just squash the drama? Why does it have to be drama? It may have been weird, but it's all cool. Danny goes back to her issues with Andi. They haven't forgotten about Dr. Vaughn and Gary. Now, Sabrina said she was shocked to see Gary. Girl, where was you at? Because I told y'all in the last review that Sabrina was supposed to be with Danny, but Danny was the only one that went up into the penthouse. So where was Sabrina sitting in the parking garage in the car? Because she just said she seen Gary. So they should have just had Sabrina to come up, because this just be giving too much confusion. Now Sabrina said she saw Gary and she was shocked. So does that confirm what I said? She must have just been sitting down in the car in the parking garage waiting on Danny to come back out. Child, this show. Danny thinks Andi is the queen of spitting the block, so seeing Gary wasn't a surprise to Danny, honey. I mean, Danny just feels like Gary is known for blowing Andi's mind, blowing up her entire life with his explosive D. Y'all know what D mean, don't you? If y'all don't, y'all better catch up, honey. First, Gary, then the Menendez twins, Penelope and Jordan. Now it'll be Dr. Vaughn, not to mention Jasmine trying to unalive her like she was on an episode of Prison Break. Andi has quite a record, and Danny is tired of her being a fake friend. Not Danny calling her a fake friend. What's more important, though, is if Sabrina is still trying to be for the streets while she trying to gossip about everybody else. Yeah, she's still enjoying herself, and guess what, Danny? She's still going to be seeing Rock, in my personal opinion. I don't think she gonna stop getting the D from Rock. She done finally found a D that can scratch her itch. You think she finna start seeing him? Meanwhile, Daddy over there cleaning up behind Tony, smelling up her couch, ditting it in and getting her all domesticated, and she still won't give Tony an answer about moving in. So, honey, Daddy talking about storing cash in a mattress. You got $75,000, so is Daddy taking out the whole $75,000 to store in a mattress, or just some of the store in a mattress? Because, baby, either Tony gonna throw that mattress out and get Daddy a new one with that money up in there trying to do a good deed for her and redecorate their little space, or either Rock or somebody gonna come over there and find that money in that mattress and take it. Baby, either way, it's a bad idea. People don't be storing money in mattresses anymore. Not if they smart. Who does that? Like, nobody need to be doing that anymore. That ain't safe. So Sabrina finally drags into work, honey. Maurice wants to know how in the Lake Lanier did Karen come up missing. If y'all know about Lake Lanier, then you know why he made that comment. If you don't know, y'all better go Google it and search up missing people on Lake Lanier and how people be vanishing. You can be standing on the boat and it'll look like something just grabbed you off of, girl. They're them spirits, because y'all do know Lake Lanier was a whole town that the people flooded. And when I say the people, y'all know what people I'm talking about, flooded to try to get rid of them. But anyway, Maurice was looking forward to hearing more about Sabrina getting her back snapped like a glow stick, because you know she's still out there in them streets. But Maurice has other news, and news that we've been waiting to hear. Honey, he done slept with that white man, child. Channing Tatum, aka Dylan, has Maurice off up in a chokehold, baby. Dealing with his talk about the future, doing vision boards, and the face grabbing kiss got Maurice feeling like a barefoot contestant because he heard wedding bills. He must have put it on him. You know what barefoot contestant mean, right? You know, meaning he feels like an elegant yet earthy wife now. Child, it's crazy because now Maurice is acting like Sabrina, being all in love and wanting to be domesticated and overthinking his life, while Sabrina is acting like Maurice, not overthinking her life, her love life, and experiment with different people and not wanting to be in a no commitment. They done switch roles, honey. Sabrina is having like bad experiences with dating apps, people lying about their jobs, who they are in general. Maurice admitted to dating apps being trash and ghetto. Sabrina told Maurice about Rock being Danny's cousin, and I think she's going to decide to keep seeing Rock for the D and the D alone. Honey, Zach and Fatima are at home, and it's time for them to get ready to do their things for the day, and Fatima to get ready to go to work. And Zach posted up lurking in the kitchen waiting for Fatima to come downstairs so he can get started. They both mad at each other, so it's nothing for them to say to each other. Zach is in his feelings because Fatima showed up with Karen to the house, but didn't call Zach to let him know she heard from Karen after he had asked Fatima to call. Well, Fatima wasn't going to just ignore Karen. I mean, is that what Zach wanted her or expected her to do? Zach wanted Fatima to just call like they talked about instead of her moving like she the mediator. Fatima over it. Karen called her and she handled it, so she don't know why he's so pressed about it. Zach feels Fatima always wants him to communicate, but she treating him like he not shit. Ooh, he mad, child. He big mad. But did he communicate when he left out of the house and didn't even let her know he was leaving or where he was going? Did he communicate that? Did he communicate what was going on with Karen when he got the call? Did he communicate that? No. She had to call and see why he left the house, where he was, and why he was there. Now she moving like he moved and he mad. Then Fatima brought up Zach hiring a whole midwife behind his back, deciding what was best for her without her asking. Zach don't think hospitals are safe, so he called himself helping when he did that. It's not about the hospital being unsafe. It's about Zach trying to decide what's best for her without talking to her about it first. Zach feels it's okay. Fatima can do it, but a problem when he does it, because he gets women just have double standards. Fatima like, okay, cool. At least she has standards, period. Whew. Now Zach is really heated because was it cool for Chaz to walk up and at their house with a $6,000 gift for Fatima? I mean, that really, it wasn't cool, but she didn't have no control over that. She didn't ask for the gift. She didn't even know he was doing none of that. Chaz is not an issue. They've talked about this and discussed this already, so Fatima not about to circle the block on this whole conversation. Besides, Zach's still not innocent in this situation. He did leave in the middle of the night without telling her. I just said that. Plus was sloppy drunk in the middle of the darn day. Fatima over arguing, she going to work. Honey. Zach is like, whatever. Fatima always leaves in the middle of why they arguing. And I feel like she leave because she be over it. They already be done address certain situations and she not going to keep harping over it. So she be like, done. She leave. who about to stand there and just be mad and not talk to the other one when you trying to be productive and have a productive day? Because she not finna just be standing there arguing with Zach over nothing. That's it. That's all. So Fatima does get to work, and she goes into Andi's office and let her know she got the name of the 2 women from Karen's support group, Forever Grace Circle. And Andi needs more women, so Benson will let her take on the case. Listen, he don't want Andi to leave this case alone, or that the law firm may not be her place to work, because they will not be pursuing a case against Dr. Cruz. But she still think she gonna be able to present Benson with some evidence after he done said no, leave it alone. All right, Andi. I still think at that point, when she do try to present that case again, at that point, this is when Robin is going to have to fly in and help her keep her job, plus decide if the firm is going to take on this case with Dr. Cruz. And I believe this is when Robin is going to show up. Y'all remember this if it happens. Y'all remember that I have predicted this if this happens, okay? Andi keeps trying to talk to Fatima as a friend like they used to talk, but Fatima is not letting her in anymore. Fatima just tells Andi everything is okay when Andi asks her if she is fine. And normally she would have confided in Andi and talked to her, but she's not really doing that no more. She's not feeling Andi like that. Look like Andi wants to talk about Karen and why she called Fatima. And Fatima just looking like, how the heck she's supposed to know? Fatima was just as confused as them why Karen called her. She even thought it was a trap at first, was glad Karen was okay and comfortable calling her in her time of need, basically, while Andi think it was unexpected for Karen to even call Fatima, as well as we all did. Everybody that watched the show thought it was unexpected, okay? Fatima reminds her them being glad Karen is safe is what they should be focused on, as she should have. Aaron is posted up at the fridge looking angry. This is why Karen didn't call him and why she left. All this bad energy just too much for anybody already going through something. Oh, Lord, I can't believe this whole episode. I'm siding with Karen. What is happening to me? I guess because I know postpartum depression is real, and I don't want people to ignore that. Even if this may not have been done, like some things in this show may not have been done correctly, I need y'all to understand postpartum depression is severe and it's real. And I need people to take it seriously and get the help they need for themselves and for their loved ones, okay? Don't use this show and be like, oh, people faking. No, they don't be faking. It's real. It's a real thing. And this, what Karen is going through, happens to people every day. So y'all, if y'all know somebody, get them help. Aaron is now acting like he can't hear Karen when she talking. Now look, Karen has come a long way. Now you gonna give her the silent treatment? What, he trying to give her a setback? Like, after they talked about everything just the night before, last night I guess you could say, now Aaron starting it all up again. Karen should have just told him, and she has already agreed. She has said she was sorry. She should have told him. He mad and hurt because Karen shut him out and treated him like he didn't matter. It's not that he didn't matter. Karen was trying to handle her own issue and fix herself. Something no one else in her life was trying to do for her. They were not trying to help her. They just watched her walk around depressed and lost. Was y'all watching the same episodes I was watching? Because, girl, when was they trying to help Karen? I didn't see them trying to help Karen. Did y'all see them trying to help Karen? And I just said this a few minutes ago. Andi sat there and talked to Dr. Von, and when he asked about Miss Moss, did y'all once hear Andi say, Karen is not doing good. She's walking around in the days doing things that she don't normally try to do, you know. No. But then she'll call Dr. Von and want to ask Dr. Von stuff about Karen case. But yet when Karen needed you, Andi, you dropped the ball. When did Miss Lisa or Aaron pick up a phone and contact Dr. Von and say, Karen is going through something, we don't know how to help her, she's not holding the baby, or nothing? Nobody has tried to help her. Daddy went over there and gave her the bath. That's most any of the other friends did, but they still ain't tried to contact nobody and see what's going on. Anyway, now Aaron wants to make it about him. Aaron feels treated invisible while he held them down, saying about Faith and being there for her or whatever. He did see about Faith that he was there for Karen, doing everything. So yeah, he angry. He angry because Karen said she was alone. While he was helping physically, he wasn't helping Karen emotionally or mentally, and I don't think he understands that. I said this in all my other show reviews about Karen. Not once did her so-called friends or family call a doctor or any other service to try and get her any help. Not once did they recommend that she go to a doctor or call a doctor while they watched her not hold her baby, not feed that baby, and spiral out of control for a month plus. Now, Karen doesn't know how to fix this situation with Aaron, especially since she didn't ask for the situation or didn't ask to have postpartum. Aaron just wants in and feel like a member of the family with Karen because he loves her. So he's not asking her necessarily to fix it. He's just tired of chasing her to feel like a part of the family. Karen is sorry she left like that, but she really needed a change. Aaron said whatever she wants or needs, he will do, long as Karen just lets him in. So Karen said she want to leave Atlanta. I bet he didn't see that one coming. Now let's get into some of these previews. Maurice sees Rock at the bank and knows him from somewhere. Rock says, "No, big dog, he don't think he know him." Listen, I hope Rock wasn't one of Q's friends. Y'all do remember Q, the one that robbed the bank and set Maurice up to take the fall, which is why Maurice had got fired from the bank. I hope Rock ain't associated with none of them, okay? Sabrina confronts Rock about lying to her just so he could sleep with her. We get into that whole conversation. We've been waiting on that. Aaron thinks it's crazy to pick up and leave Atlanta because Karen has had a rough year. But Karen wants to leave with Faith, and she is sure about it. But it sounds like she wants Aaron to come along with her, like she want to leave as a family. So let's see how this gonna go. The stranger Zach talked to at the gym that day, Keys, thinks he knows some tailors. And Zach, like, if you know any tailors, then you know they're crazy. But, child, is he going to try to say he's Zach, uncle, daddy, cousin, or what? Fatima tells Chaz to end his obsession with her. Like, enough is enough. And I think it's the thrill of it, not being able to have Fatima and make Zach mad is what's really keeping Chaz chasing after Fatima, because the fact he just can't have her, and that's just to be honest. He's having a conversation with the lady from management, Miss Brown. It's looking like Danny's about to get fired from work, but I hope she about to get a job promotion. Maybe she being promoted to Tony's old job. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but I hope she's not about to get fired. Anyway, we see Leonard with his belongings packed up in a box leaving the airport, and Danny thinks she's next, asking Miss Brown not to fire her too. Woo, child. Dr. Vaughn wonders when he gonna see Andi outside of work, out of her work clothes. Child, what does that mean exactly? Does he mean in the bedroom out of her work clothes, or just dressed in something different? We gotta stay tuned to the next episode to find out what's going on. Y'all like, comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Subscribe and share this out. Share it to all your friends. Share it wherever you need to share that. Share your girl out. Love you guys. Bye.